And good morning, people. Welcome to number 3 of this little dragon quarter, you could say. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. And yes, this is the definitive edition, which was released after the original game, which adds a few extra little bits. This is on the Switch, so yep, there's that. So let's get into the game. It's number 11 of a very, very popular series. I've only played a few of them. My main real Dragon Quest was 8, back on the PlayStation 2. And I've played... people have seen the playlist on this. I have dabbled in the randomizer for 1, and I've played a little of other games, but not really got too far. This one I've got up to a point and then never really finished. So I'm looking to continue to go and do this fully. Let's ignore that. I thought I deleted that. Anyways, let's create a new adventure log. Strangely enough, the heroes in Dragon Quest don't have an official name. Well, they sort of do and sort of don't. They're sort of... it's more that they don't. It's to really just give you the opportunity to just place a name there and personify them, essentially. So, to be honest, I've been trying to avoid putting my own name as a character for a game lately. But in this case, there's really no other good name that I can think of. So there we go. The character's name is going to be Poydrak. There are draconian quest settings for this, where you can place stringent restrictions on you. You can change them whenever you want, but I'm not going to actually use them. As I said, I haven't actually finished this game, so I do want to go and see out everything if I can, or as much as possible. But the settings are there. No shopping, exactly what it says it is. No armor, again, no exactly what it says it is. Reduced experience from easy fights. Basically, this means that if you want to keep leveling up, you fight enemies that are your level or higher. All enemies are super strong, just ups the difficulty of every single combat. Shypox and Super Shypox, I have no idea what they do, but I would guess it's debilitating. Townfolk talk tripe. I honestly want to try this one because I feel it doesn't affect the game too much, but we're going to avoid it because it might lead me astray if they're telling lies. And I'm trying to use them to go places and do things. And the party wiped out if the protagonist perishes, which means if the main character dies, the party dies. So yeah, not anything I'm going to use on this particular playthrough, but they are there if you want a more dangerous and difficult adventuring experience. So let's go through. There are two modes in the Definitive Edition. There's 3D mode, which is the one we'll be playing, and also 2D mode, but yeah, 3D. We're going to play with English voices, and we want that for our camera settings. And brightness is okay. The only thing I do need to do outside of this in terms of settings is sort out music and sound levels, but I can't do that until we're in the game proper. So let's get into the game proper.
This child, he is the one?
Bears the mark. There's no mistaking it. One. Oh my. What in heavens are you doing here? And after that awful storm, too. However did you survive? Oh, you're a jolly one. What's this? Oh, you poor thing. Come here. Come here. Oh, there's no need to be frightened anymore. You're safe now, little fellow.
So there's our introduction. Our flashback scene. We'll be seeing quite a few more of those. It is quite important to the story, after all.
Thanks so much. You're a lifesaver. Trust me to lose my headscarf just before the big ceremony. So it's finally here, the big day. I can't believe we're going to be climbing all the way up there. Looks like Sandy's keen to lead the way. Come on, best not keep her waiting.
And we will not keep her waiting. Say hello to our main character. And I believe this person's name is Gemma. First things first, miscellaneous system settings, audio settings. Let's turn the music down a little bit, just so I'm not shouting over it. We'll keep the voices up so people can actually be heard. And autoplay on. Okay. Battle mode, I want classic fighter, classic camera, and we'll keep it normal for the moment, but it will very likely go up to fast later when we get a bit more into the battle area. There are special rewards, and I am going to claim these, at least the ones I've got. There's likely a few more that I don't have. But the main purpose of these is just to have them. I'm actually not going to use them until I've got equipment of equivalence. And so, yeah. I could equip a couple of these things and they do really well for me. So let's have a quick check of them. The main character here, the Gemma is not a fighting character. She'll appear in a few battles, but she's got another role. We can equip his cobblestone sword or the cobblestone greatsword. We're going to have the greatsword to start off with. It's a little bit more powerful with and a little bit of parry chance with no other detriments. So since we are going to be in the first fights of sort of by ourselves, we're not, but we are, but you'll see. Hey, I want something that does a little bit more damage. And we've got some plain clothes. We can change that to the Trodent Togs, which are the armour of the main character of Dragon Quest VIII. It's a slight improvement over the main plain clothes, so I'm not going to use them just yet. And we do have the elevating vest and the Arisfeast's vest. Elevating increases the amount of experience you gain. Arisfeast's increases the amount of money you gain. Same with the Trodaine bandana. And we don't have anything for accessories yet. Outfit wise, this is what the Trodaine looks like. As you can see, most certainly looking like the hero of Dragon Quest VIII. But we're not going to equip that just yet. You can talk to
Brilliant!
Gemma whenever you want. She's just going to push you in the direction of where Sandy went and towards the big rock that we are going to climb. Everyone's pretty much saying good luck on your way up, because it's just these two that are going up that way. It's a rite of passage sort of thing. And this person's just a tutorial saying look out for pink speech bubbles on the map and in above people's heads, because that is how you're going to tell where to go. Not all the time though. Very much not all the time. I'm going to get lost. If we ever lose our way, just follow Sandy. The dog's got more sense than anyone. And this is Dunstan, mayor of the town and grandfather to Gemma. And we can press X and select Party Talk, and Gemma will give us handy tips. And Amber is the main character's mother. So, yeah, you can use Party Talk. There is another way of actually getting this all started. And there are good reasons to come here, but we don't really need to for a lot of it. Yeah, view. You definitely can say this is a nice view. As for this one, she's lost her son. Yeah, kids. What can you do with them?
Humble folk of cobblestone, great land spirits, hearth and home. That's how it goes, isn't it? My granddad's been teaching me the prayer ever since I was little. He reckons the spirit of the land really does live on Cobblestone Tor, you see. As long as I can remember, he's been preparing me for this day. The day it would finally be my turn to climb all the way up there and offer my thanks. I just wonder whose idea it was in the first place, sending the village's young folk on such a dangerous errand. What if I take a tumble and do myself a mischief? Well, not to worry. Since you and me were born on the same day, I'm lucky enough to have a bodyguard along for the journey. Come on then. That craggy old thing won't climb its... Oh.
Oh no!
Ah! Monsters!
Slimes!
They're coming this way!
if there's ever an iconic monster for Dragon Quest, and usually the first monster you fight in the game, yeah, the slimes. Also, I just love Gemma's expression on saying, who came up with this idea in the first place? It's really dangerous. And it is. But yeah, we do have more than ourselves in these first fights. You have to understand that it's the first area. We're not going to be fighting. We're going to be weak at this point of the game. We want to help, and our help is, well, Sandy. Sandy is there and
You can do it.
will attack and will do skills. Gemma holds a different role. We haven't seen her do it yet, but we will see her do it later. Let's take out Slime 2. Slime B. Yeah, and this is the skill that Sandy does.
Fight and fight some more.
Barks at the enemy and paralyzes them with fear. Typical rewards at the end: 6 experience points, 6 gold, and some treasure, which has a medicinal herb, which is 30 hit points healing.
Crikey, I wasn't expecting that. I know they were only little, but I'd have been done for if you and Sandy hadn't been here to help me. And now we've got to go through that horrible, dingy cave. Just our luck. I'll bet you anything that's where those awful things came from. Well, as long as you're with me, I've got nothing to worry about. Come on, let's get going.
Yes, we will get going. And yeah, that is where the monster's coming from. Why would we not go into a dingy cave with lots of monsters in our first half hour of the game? Behind this was the pot lid. We could equip the cobblestone sword and have that as a shield. It does give a little bit more of a parry or block chance than the greatsword does, but I want the extra power from the greatsword at the moment. And that is the rite of passage words that we'll be saying up the top. So, off to Cobblestone Tour. It isn't especially dangerous, it's the first area, but we will be getting into combat. There is a map. We can see it fairly clearly, honestly, but there's nothing honestly, the map at the moment doesn't really give a whole lot of information. We will be using it a lot more late, or I will be a lot more later, to check things, but we need a few things to do that first. There are craggy areas or places where you can climb up or climb down, so I will be on the lookout for those as well. This one, another medicinal herb. I don't need to use them in this place, even with getting hit. Sneak up and ambush monsters. When you get close, you can hit the A button and you can attack them, start into combat, and their hit points will go down very, very slightly. Not usually that much. But yeah, 1 hit point. These have around about 9 to 11 at most. So yeah, we're not going to see them die in one hit from the outside. Okay, maybe less than that.
Crumbs! Fight, fight, and fight some more! Go on!
So, more experience, more money. I will take everything I can get.
Get him!
Yeah, with the cobblestone sword, I don't think you can guarantee a one-shot
Tough little
on
blighters, aren't they?
these slimes, which is why I've got the greatsword out. Basically, it gives you the option. You might as well use it. And the less damage I take, the better. Even though it's not really a problem.
Crikey! Fight, fight, and fight some more! Get him! Tough little blighters, aren't they? Well done!
And level up to level 2, which gives us a little bit more HP, MP, strength, resilience, agility, deafness, magical might, magical mending, charm. Pretty much exactly what you expect from them. So we'll go into the menu, and we also learn frizz. So attributes, maximum HP, you pretty much exactly what it says. You have maximum, that's your maximum health before getting downed. Maximum MP, 4. Well, for this at the moment, you need MP to cast skills and abilities. Attack, basically how hard you hit. Defense, how much you defend from being physically hit. Magical might, how much damage you do with your magic. Magical mending, how much healing you do through your magic. Strength is basically how strong you are. It affects the attack. Resilience is basically how defensive you are or how tough you are. That affects defense. Agility, how fast you are, how quickly you come around in the turn queue. Deafness, I believe that's how it affects a few things later, like stealing, I believe. And charm, I'm not entirely certain what that one does. I think that's how charming you are and how. And there are a few skills later down the line which take that into account. So let's move on. Basically, we're still following Sandy. She's the one that's leading the way, but we are fighting everything as we go through.
Go on!
I wouldn't mind being hit a few more times, so Gemma can show what she does. But we're not limited to slimes down here. As you can see, we do have another monster over to the right. We'll see that in a moment.
Get him! Crumbs! Go on! You can do it! Go on!
And that's a critical. I didn't think I'd see one this quickly.
Tough little blighters, aren't they?
Critical is a set chance. I think it's around about 5% at the moment at most, if that. Might be even 1, but you can increase it later. Anyways, what's our new enemy here? Needlers. Basically, they hold needles. They hit a little bit harder than the slimes, they have a little bit more HP, but they also do other things, such as dance, and they also heal themselves with a medicinal herb, if they have one.
Fight, fight, and fight some more! Go on! Tough little blighters, aren't they?
And because they're a little bit tougher, they give a little bit more experience. We're going to go a little bit off the beaten track. We're going to go down here because there are a couple of pots. And, well, we smash pots. We smash pots a lot. Because most of them, well, a lot of them give items. And I want all the items I can get. There's also these glowing points, which we do need to keep a track of, because they actually hold some interesting and only available to that particular point items, which we'll be needing later down the line. Yeah, there's the medicinal herb. They just use it. They can use it on themselves or anyone in the battle on their side.
Tough little blighters, aren't they?
And I'll take one. Yeah, surprising that I haven't got hit that much, but we might see it in the next fight. So we'll wait a little bit. We've still got one more fight to go.
Cool. Look at all this fog. Is this normal, do you think? Help! Help me! What? Cole? Quick! You have to help him! It's not fog at all. It's more monsters.
You remember that kid that was missing? Well, here he is. Smogs. And, well, we're going to show Frizz.
Get him!
Doesn't do a full amount. And,
Crikey.
yes, these hit really hard, but they're essentially a mini-star boss, you could say. Oh, wow. Excellent, thank you, Sandy.
Don't give up.
And there she goes. That's what she does.
Crikey.
Yeah, Gemma acts as a healer, basically, so you don't need to worry about using any of your spells or, well, any of your getting hit that much, because
Here you go.
she will provide it. She provides healing for both MP and HP, as you can see. So don't worry about using your spells either.
Don't give up.
So let's finish this up.
Go on.
Yeah, 40 experience points, 22 gold. Definitely a step up from what we've been facing so far. And it's all for
So proud of you.
the main character here. So level 3. Bit of everything.
I'm sorry, Gemma. I only came up here because I thought it'd be funny to jump out and surprise you.
Kids.
But then those monsters appeared.
What in the world is going on? I never heard anything about monsters appearing on the tour before. But never mind that now. Whatever were you thinking? You could have been killed. You take Sandy and get back to the village this instant.
Yes, Gemma. Sorry, Gemma.
You saved my bacon again. I knew you were tough, but crikey, you really have grown into quite the hero. Not far to the top now. Typical. It would have to go and start raining, wouldn't it? Come on, let's get a move on.
So, yeah, it started raining, and we've lost our doggo friend. That's okay, because luckily enough, we don't have any more fights to deal with. We could go back and fight some needlers and slimes, but there's really no point at this stage. It's really just push on. Climbing. You go up to a vine or a ladder, you press the action button and you climb. You can also go down as well, but for this one we're going up. And Gemma gets up as well. There's also ledges like this which you just go a little bit slower. You can't, I don't believe you can fall off these at all, so it's really a non-factor. Just you go walk a little bit slower going up. And another vine. Take us down. And here's the bit of information about cliffs or rock faces that you can climb. We've already seen them, we've already taken them, but this is your official tutorial. We are now, although done, we are at the top of the tour, so let's go do our rite of passage.
At last. Oh. It's such a shame about the weather. I was really looking forward to that view. Oh. Well, we better say the prayer and get this ceremony over with, eh? What was that? Help! Help me! Help!
Well, that's something.
We're alive. But how? That great big flash of lightning. It was almost like you made it happen. Look, the mark on your hand. Huh? Oh, it stopped. Well, we can worry about that later. All I know is that you saved me yet again. I don't know what I'd do without you. Now, we really had better be finishing up this ceremony. Humble folk of Cobblestone, great land spirits, hearth and home. Lift your voices up in prayer, sing it across all our drear. Blessed are we since days of yore, let it be so forevermore. Wow! Look!
Now that is a view.
It just goes on and on and on. Whoever dreamed up this ceremony must have had this in mind. They wanted to show us how huge our world really is. Well, that's it. It's all over and now we're grown-ups. Should we head down and tell Grandad and everyone? They'll all be waiting for us at the bottom.
What is it said? There's nothing quite like the view after a storm has passed. Or nothing quite as clear. Well, let's head back. Luckily, we don't need to walk all the way down. We go there automatically. There's Sandy and Cole. Good that they got down safely. But then again, Sandy is quite the pupper. Yeah, that was a bit dangerous. Yeah, everyone was there with the storm. It wasn't just localized, it was around Cobblestone. So everyone heard it, everyone saw the lightning. So, yeah, we just need to head back. And, well, Amber's gone back to make tea. Meanwhile, Dunstan, Gemma's grandpa, is right here.
We're back safe and sound, Grandad.
Indeed you are, my dear. Thank the spirits for that. When we saw lightning striking up there, we got a little worried, I have to tell you.
One explanation later.
Well, I never. Sounds like it's nothing short of a miracle that you made it back in one piece. Well, there's no doubt about it, the spirit of the land was watching over you. Now tell me, my dear, how was the view from the top?
It was wonderful. I saw the sea stretch into the horizon and the sunlight playing on the water and... oh, I've never seen anything like it in my life.
You're true Cobblestonians now. Only we have the pleasure of looking out over the world of Erdrea in such breathtaking fashion, you know. You're still young, and the day may yet come when you decide to leave Cobblestone behind. I hope our little ceremony has opened your eyes to a little of what may await you out there. Now, it's high time we were heading back. I'm sure your mother is eager to hear how things went, young man. Don't keep poor Amber in suspense.
Come on, you. Home time.
Well, not exactly. But welcome to Cobblestone, a little rustic village in the mountains. Strangely made up of cobblestone. So, yes, we could go home. You know what I said about barrels and pots? We have a lot of them to pick up. Well, to break. Towns, villages, they are all over the place. And we're going to start by going up here. Mostly because this is a very, very long ladder. It's actually easier to get down than go up. In a lot of cases. But yeah, 6 pots here. Only 3 of them actually have items, the barrels in the back. But we're breaking everything. Oh no, there's some copper ore. I lied. And a seed of agility. So yeah, we want to break things. There is a tracker that and we're just jumping off the side here, that can show us, that will tell us how many remain in the village right now at the moment, but I don't have access to it just yet. Luckily I know where most of them are. I do believe I don't know all of them, and there's a few that aren't open to us just yet. So we are going to go round and search, just in case I find one that I didn't know about before. This is likely what's going to take up the a while, actually, because I do things like that. I walk off the sides of things. You can go into people's homes. There are things to break inside as well, so we will be doing that. Most of the places actually don't have anything in there. It might look like you can break these, and well, you can by walking into them, but they're not items. You can also do the same with pumpkins. And some wood. So yeah, there's some things you can break, but it doesn't give you anything. Can I remember where any of these things are? No. There's a couple. Generally, when you see a couple of barrels or a couple of pots, only one of them will actually hold anything, or 1 or 2. So don't expect everything to hold something. This is the item shop. We'll be seeing a little bit more of it later. Not too much, but a little bit. And the church. The church is actually really important. for a couple of reasons. Well, yeah, actually a couple of reasons. We'll just quickly check the sides just to make sure I've got all the items from that, and we'll go in. Any items around here? There are books on bookshelves as well, so we will be looking out for those. Generally, you can see the books if there's anything on the bookshelf. Like these ones don't have anything. Usually there's a single red book on a bookshelf that you can read. The priest or priestess who is at the church, though, gives you a number of different options. Confession, which is your save, so you can save in a number. You can save in a number of places. This one and one other place are the main ones. You might have also seen there is a autosave feature, and there is also a quick save feature, I believe. But if you want to save your game properly, a priest or priestess in the church or another place that we'll see later. Divination, how much experience each party needs to reach the next level. That isn't really too helpful because of something I'll show. I'll show you the reason in a moment. Resurrection brings fallen party members back to life. This one very well might be important down the line. So, yeah, this is the so confession is the main one. Resurrection is the second one. Purification, cure poison. Basically, there are a number of statuses in the game. Most of them finish when the battle finishes. Poison is not one of them, though. If you don't have antidote, this is where you get it. But antidote is a fairly common item as well as a fairly common spell. Benediction, removing any curses. Curse is another one that lingers after battle. And you can also change to 2D mode, but we're going to be focusing on 3D mode in this particular game, or this particular playthrough. There is one other thing that we can do in this particular game that we haven't seen just yet, which I'm just about to show. I would like the chest. There we go. Cypress stick. Basically, it's a wooden stick which you can equip and attack with, but it's not as good as a sword. Anyways, we can jump. I haven't shown it until now because it hasn't really had a need, but you can jump around in this. Cynical herb. And we will be wanting to get on top of some of these houses. Some of these houses do hold items. We can't leave just yet, and I didn't actually go into this house, did I? This is the mayor's house, this is Gemma's house. I don't believe there's actually anything in here. Oh, no, there is a book. Dunstan's Corking Compendium. Oh, yeah, compendium. It's a book of puns. The cobblestone tour, around the cobblestone tour. Yep. I appreciate him because, yeah, puns. You can go up this ladder. I don't believe there's actually anything up this particular one. if I remember correctly, this is where Gemma... No, this is just a workshop. Okay. So a couple of beds for Grandad and Gemma. They do live in the same house. And, well, space considerations. There's Cole. Just wanting to grow up like us. Big and strong, I suppose. And there's his mother. But the thing I want is in one of these. Yeah, 6 gold. Yeah, there's an antidote herb. You can buy antidotes as well, so yeah, they're all fine. And Sandy's just there guiding us along the way again. Ah, another book. Yeah, horses. We'll be seeing a lot more of riding horses later. I will be picking up an item that I don't need right now in just a moment, but it is useful for something later. But first, I believe I want the item which is up the top here, as long as I don't fall down. Yep, I fell down. Should have went the other way round. Yeah, piece of pink pine. That's not the item that I need for later, but it is something I might use later. And anything around here? Just some pumpkins. Let's head up. You might have seen the glowing spot on top of the house here, or the barn. Flurry feather. And there's also this chest here, which, yeah, I do want. Which has 50 gold. I believe that's pretty much everything I can get to right now, except maybe these. Yeah. So we're going to head back to the church, we're going to save, and we're going to call this a part. I'm going to try and keep these to around about an hour long in terms of things, because this game, from what I understand and what I've experienced, is sometimes a little bit longer in places and cutscenes and everything. So hopefully I can do a little bit more in an hour than just half-hour parts. So let's save our first adventure log. You have up to 9 logs, so I will be making use of all of them to hopefully save things, save parts if I need to come back to them. But yeah, Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition on the Switch. Part 1 done. Next time, let's go and speak to Amber. Let's go have a meal. Until then, have a wonderful day. Have lots of fun. Goodbye.